Good day, everybody. My name is Ryan Cezair. I'm with Potash Corp, assigned to the Trinidad site. The two best practices that we looked at was one, firstly, a quality checklist. The quality checklist was developed mainly to ensure that at the end of a TapRooT, or once a report has been submitted, you want to ensure that the report is a valid report, for want of a better word. Reason being is that we've broken up the quality checklist into a number of basic parts, the basic parts being the areas that comprise the TapRooT report. So we'd look at the causal factors in the checklist, we'd look at the body of the report, we'd look at the snapshot, we'd look at the root cause. And under each section of the checklist, there are a number of questions. For example, in the body of the report, you would ask, have pictures been submitted? Have drawings been submitted? Has a description of the process been given as well? Because in some cases, what you tend to find is that I submit a report on a process that I am familiar with, and I submit it to somebody who's not familiar with the report, and the report comes out mumbled to them. So it causes the person who's submitting that TapRooT report to think a little bit, to make sure that, yes, this report can be read by anyone. It will cause them to think that my corrective actions have also been feasible, are also valid corrective actions. It will cause them to look at the snapshot to make sure that correct and accurate information has been included in the snapshot. Similarly, it forces you and asks you questions on your root cause and everything that goes along with the TapRooT. That one has worked out for us pretty well. The second thing that we looked at, which has been mentioned already, I guess the disadvantages of too many people from the same company being here, is the development of corrective actions. Just to expand on that one a little more, what we decided, or what we looked at, is that a lot of the time you receive a TapRooT report and you may end up with 10 corrective actions. But out of the 10 corrective actions, you may end up with 10 administrative corrective actions. Administrative actions like, let's put a policy in place, let's put a procedure in place, let's do training. And the truth is, those corrective actions, though valid, still allows room for error because it depends on someone doing something. So as a corporation, what we looked at is that let's find a way to force or to encourage people to look at better corrective actions by using a hierarchy of control. The hierarchy of control is just a basic triangle. It deals with, to the bottom of the triangle, personnel, and that will be like PPE, glasses, goggles, safety hat. Then you deal with administrative controls, which is basically putting a procedure in place, putting a policy in place, doing training. Then you go higher up and you look at engineering controls, putting something in place that should, for example, a level go high, a valve will trip close. It takes away the operator or the personal or human interaction in the entire system. Then you look at substitute. Maybe we're using carbon steel. Let's use stainless steel instead because the carbon steel had a history of failure. Or we look at eliminate. Maybe we realize this table is a tripping hazard. Let's just take the table away from here totally and carry it somewhere else. So what we did is decided that for 50% of the TapRooTs that we, well, we could talk about that after. We decided that every TapRooT should ideally have a level 3 or above corrective action in it. And that kind of forces people to think and ensure that at the end of this TapRooT, once this report is submitted, I don't expect to see this incident take place again. Because I have put enough things, or I feel comfortable enough that we have put enough things in place to ensure that this does not happen again. And we have gone even a step further in tying in the TapRooT and the corrective actions to the employee's bonus. So it is expected at the end of the year, 50% of your TapRooT reports will have a hierarchy of 3 and above in your corrective actions. Now, for example, with that is, let's say I had 6 TapRooTs for the year. I expect that at least 3 of those 6 would have a hierarchy of control in the corrective action. A hierarchy and 3 and above being engineering, substitute, and eliminate. And the reason you set a target like that is because we all accept that at the end of the day, at least 1 or 2 TapRooTs will have simple corrective actions because you may have done a TapRooT on something that was really minor and you know to yourself, I can't put any big fancy engineering control, I can't substitute anything, or I can't eliminate it. That is an acceptable fact. So we've decided, let's set a realistic target, and you aim for 50% of those TapRooT reports that you submit and above to have that hierarchy of 3 and above. Thank you very much.